Superman did something entirely different. From the moment he blazes onto the screen, amid explosions, political unrest, and a world splitting at the seams, you know this isn't just a reboot. This is a full-blown resurrection. While past versions of the Man of Steel focused on his godhood and isolation, James Gunn's new vision gives us a Superman who knows who he is. He just doesn't know what he means to the world. It's a totally new, undiscovered factor of Superman that hasn't ever really been covered on screen. This Superman isn't brooding or edgy. He's passionate, caring, and above all, hopeful. And in a world teetering on the edge of chaos, that hope is the one tool he can rely on. So from here on out, I'm talking about the plot. So if you still haven't seen this movie, make sure to. And once you have, come right back here. This movie opens in a blaze of glory. Superman blazes through the sky, smashing into the frozen landscape of Antarctica. He's been around 3 years, and he's already stopped a huge conflict between Baravia and Johannenpur. However, a metahuman, the Hammer of Baravia, beats him in battle, and wounded, he is taken to the Fortress of Solitude by Krypto the Superdog, listening to the message given to him by his Kryptonian parents while he heals. We cut to a few days later. We learn pretty quickly that Clark Kent is balancing his normal life with his life as a superpowered individual. He's got a job at the Daily Planet and a relationship with Lois, who knows his identity already. Yet, someone's been watching. Lex Luthor, a tech billionaire who profits from war. He opposes Superman's involvement in Baravia, and, in his anger, he breaks into the Fortress of Solitude with the Engineer and the Hammer of Baravia, who is actually a metahuman called Ultraman. He accesses Superman's message and finds out there was a second part to it, one where Superman's parents command him to take over Earth. Lex uses this to create a campaign against the Man of Steel, taking down his public perception in one fell swoop. Superman hands himself in, feeling that it's the right thing to do after Krypto, his dog, was seemingly stolen by Lex. However, Lex has a different plan, trapping Superman in a pocket dimension with Metamorpho, a superhero capable of turning into anything, including kryptonite. While all this is going on, a makeshift Justice Gang, made up of Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, and Green Lantern, are fighting to stop the collapse of the world as we know it. Lois Lane teams up with Mr. Terrific and Jimmy Olsen, a Daily Planet employee, to save Superman and expose Lex for his crimes. With their help, Superman escapes with Krypto, battling Ultraman. Metropolis is splitting open at the same time, due to a failed Luthor invention, a dimensional portal. During the fight, Ultraman is revealed to be a clone of Superman made by Lex to defeat Superman. They're nearly evenly matched, but Krypto joins the battle, and the tables swiftly turn. Mr. Terrific manages to stabilize the breach, saving Metropolis, and Lois leaks incriminating data about Luthor, and after being firmly talked to by Superman and Krypto, he is sent off to prison. In the aftermath, Superman reaffirms his connection with humanity, and comes to terms with his Kryptonian's parents' original, world-conquering ideas for him. Instead, he chooses to focus on his real family, here on Earth. Now, this movie is epic. Like, visually, this movie goes big. Kaiju monsters, collapsing pocket dimensions, superpowers, and a clone of Superman. Everything feels scaled up, and the stakes are high. And what makes it better is that scale truly feels earned, especially when contrasted with quiet moments on the Kent farm or the Fortress of Solitude. Throughout the whole movie, you learn how the titular protagonist, Superman, acts in different scenarios, both small and large scale. This works in particular as showing his more compassionate side. He's not a gritty, angry superhero. No, he's caring, compassionate. He tries to atone for mistakes, even when he's not at fault. That is literally what Superman is meant to be, a beacon of hope. And that's what makes it so powerful to me as well. Superman feels true, like someone trying to do better. He's not the omnipotent god seen in the past, he's human. He fears like us, scared of alienation and being weaponized. Alongside this, the stakes are philosophical. It's not a yes or no, it's more of a question of how this would affect people, about who gets to decide who lives and dies. For me, that's what makes this movie so beautiful. The portrayal of Superman is more than his heat vision and strength, but his willpower and conviction. It's a breath of fresh air to see such a hopeful superhero in a time of darker, grittier heroes. I think, especially for this movie in particular, you do need to talk about the characters. They're an integral part to what makes this movie just so amazing and unique. We'll start with the main character, then look at the others. Superman is different in this movie. While he's much more hopeful than the brooding demigod in movies come before, he certainly isn't the Boy Scout we see in lots of other movies. He's clearly haunted, and this is seen when the world turns against him. He doesn't become angry, he humbles himself, turning himself in. The vulnerability adds a human side to Superman, which I think can be seen most when he questions what it truly means to be Kryptonian. After finding his parents' message, he has to accept the true nature of it and adapt in his own self. It's so different to other interpretations of Superman, yet it feels the most true the character's ever been, and a lot of that can be chalked up to David Corenswet's acting. He feels like a human, improving, adapting day by day. He feels like Superman in all aspects. And then there's Lois Lane. She's the film's anchor, pushing aside the archetypal role of Superman's girlfriend and using her own skills in investigation, rescue planning, and journalism to take down the main antagonist alongside Superman. She's brave, sarcastic, and powerful in her own right, and her relationship with Clark feels earned, and you can believe the chemistry. Yet you can also clearly see they respect each other. She's the emotional backbone to literally the whole story. Lex Luthor is different to the archetypal villain. Sure, he's a tech billionaire aching to take the hero down, but there's more to it. He's chilling, purely in how he behaves. He doesn't need laser guns or death rays. Instead, he weaponizes misinformation, manipulates media, experiments on humans, and more. He sees Superman as a threat to humanity and the whole species' autonomy. The whole conflict works so well because the Lex himself is believable. Someone like this would truly exist and behave exactly like this. It feels so true in its interpretation of the character and his beliefs. I also really wanted to talk about Krypto because he's really cute. Well, alongside that, he acts almost like a sidekick in this movie, helping Superman in all his fights. But there's more to it. Krypto is kind of like Superman's soul, and when Lex hurts Krypto, the dog incapable of hate, you despise Lex that just bit more. Krypto works to show the conflict in more vivid terms. Krypto is truly, definitely amazing, representing the whole conflict through very different eyes. He's also just like a really cute dog. Overall, Superman was really refreshing. It's a totally new version of the character in movies, one I've wanted to see for ages. He feels truly hopeful in comparison to the ones in the past, like he's trying to do better every day. He's a role model, one everyone wants to look up to. I don't know, it just feels so true and so powerful in its portrayal of themes of family, isolation, and love. David Corenswet was amazing in the role, bringing the main character to life. He is Superman. So, that was Superman. I genuinely loved this film. It felt like such a break in the superhero landscape, especially from the old DCEU films, plagued by grittiness and darkness. I loved everyone's acting, especially Mr. Terrific, played by Edie Gaffigi. He was definitely a standout. So, what did you think? Was this movie better or worse than you thought? Share your ideas down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I went into this movie knowing absolutely nothing, and I was absolutely blown away, so I'd highly recommend it. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You never know, because if you look up, there could be a starman waiting in the sky.